Hey guys, today we have Sangramjit and he is having total 4 years of experience in Java, Spring Boot and microservices domain. And those who want to give same free mock interview, please fill out the form below in the description. So now let's get started. Hey, hello Sangramjit, how are you?
Yeah, good. Hi, Faisal.
Yes, shall we start?
Yeah,
Okay, so can
good.
you please introduce yourself and your recent project in brief?
Yeah, I have total 4 years of experience. So currently, I am working as a Java backend developer, and here I have totally I have used tools. I have used different tools and technologies like Java, microservices, Spring Boot, and among those 4 years, I have worked for also in SailPoint. It's a
Mm-hmm.
identity management tool. It's also Java based. So there I have worked for one client, and later I have working in a banking project, enterprise applications. So here in the capital markets area, in the middle of area in under capital markets. So where the trade life cycle, we have the trade
Mm-hmm.
and enrichment process, especially for different flows for North America region. Brazil is there, other also
Okay.
flows are there.
Okay. So, Sangramjit, can you tell me what problem did lambda expression solve in Java?
Lambda expression solved problems like the method we can for like method references, one thing using lambda expression we have achieved, and also this and also the in the some code, that some simple or codes like that we have to write a method, and that can be just in one line. We can use using interfaces, single
Hmm. It
function
reduce
interfaces
the
we can
code you are
write.
saying, right?
Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
Okay. So yes, before Java, it writing code required creating full classes or anonymous inner classes, which made
Hmm.
code long, repetitive, and hard to read.
Okay.
So lambda expressions resolve this problem, right? Can a lambda access local variables?
Lambda expresses local variables. Yes,
What are effective final variables in lambda expression?
effective final variables. Um, this one I don't know,
Okay.
but
So
I
lambda
have
can
never
access
used
local variables only if they are final or effective final.
final.
Okay.
Okay, okay,
Effective final means the variable is assigned only once and never changed later, and if you don't write the final keyword.
okay. Got it.
Okay. So do you know about anonymous inner class?
Yes.
Okay, so how is lambda different from anonymous inner class?
Lambda different from anonymous inner class. From For anonymous inner class, it's just a one liner. In the
Mm-hmm.
one line, we can implement
Mm-hmm.
this anonymous class. But for lambda, we can write logic inside that method.
Mm-hmm.
It can be more than one. So it for lambda, we can define a more complex logic,
Mm-hmm.
but in the anonymous class, just a simple code we can write using this same thing.
Okay. Yep, that's correct. Lambda is much shorter and cleaner than anonymous inner class.
Also, yeah.
Mm. Okay. Can you tell me the difference between map and flat map?
Map and flat map. Map is it is respective to Steam API you are talking about.
Hmm?
It is respect to Steam API you are talking
Yes,
the
yes,
map and flat map.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
from stream.
So map is to map to data types. I mean, for map we can use map like to primitive type to primitive type, yeah, object type to
Mm-hmm.
object type. But flat map using we can flatten the set of list. We can convert into a single list. So it's just to flatten a data structure or
Mm-hmm.
collection. That's we can.
Okay. What happens if you use map where flat map is required?
What happens if where flat map is required?
Mm-hmm.
So using if we use instead of flat map, if we use map there, so instead of flattening that collection or
Mm-hmm.
structure, uh, we'll get a stream of objects
Mm-hmm.
for that. So that we
Okay.
will get.
Got it. Amarjit, I would like to share one important thing with you. Actually, we had launched complete interview preparation material, structured step by step by myself, expert and MNC's interviewers. And the best part is that now no one need to go anywhere else to prepare interviews. There's a 99% chance that interviewers will ask questions from this material. So basically, it contains a lot of material categorized by experience level. Means each experience level has different material with all possible interview question and answers for Java, Spring Framework, Maven, Kit, Spring Boot, Spring Security, Spring Data, JPA, Kafka, Microservices, Java coding questions, Stream API coding questions, and many more. I have provided the link to get this in the below description. And if someone needs this material, plus two real enterprise client projects for reference, plus one-on-one lifetime doubt sessions and reference to the big MNCs, then they should check the interview preparation kit. I will provide the link for this as well in the description below. So now moving to our interview. So, Amarjit, do you know about peak?
Peak, yeah.
Can you tell me the difference between filter and peak?
Yeah, so peak we can use to get a peak in the stream of object in a stream of objects. So there
Mm-hmm.
the peak at a particular element or at the end of the stream of objects. So
Mm-hmm.
there we can use, and filter is a condition. The using that condition we can filter the stream of objects, like based on
Mm-hmm.
if we if there is
Mm-hmm.
a list of integers and we can want
Mm-hmm.
to filter only even numbers. So in
Mm-hmm.
mentioning conditions or a predicate there, we can filter that stream of objects
Okay.
inside filter.
Why should peak not be used for business logic?
Why peak should not be used for business logic? Okay, so peak should not be used in a business logic. In a multi-threaded environment. We cannot use peak. So because it can give me means we could not get a correct result. Means it's in the difference when we
Mm-hmm.
can run that code segment or the code, it will
Mm-hmm.
give me a different result for different every time. So we cannot get a consistent result for that. So
Mm-hmm.
that we cannot do.
Okay. Uh, do you know about lazy evaluation in streams?
Lazy valuation.
Mm-hmm.
Lazy valuation. That lazy valuation means I would say that uh, when it is required, that
Mm-hmm.
time it will get evaluated.
Okay.
Not yeah. So that's what lazy valuation.
Yep, actually, Spring streams do not execute operations immediately. Immediate operations like map, filter, and peak are only executed when a terminal operation like for each, collect, or find first is called. This is called
Called
lazy evaluation.
lazy
It allows Java to optimize execution, skip unnecessary operations, and stop early when results are found and improving performance. Okay, so will filter run if there is no terminal operation?
if there is filter on
Mm-hmm.
the filter and there is no terminal operation. A filter will run, but will not until the terminal operation is not there. It will not. There will be no completion, but it will not get executed. Will not get result.
Okay. So actually the correct answer is no. It will not run. Without a terminal operation, the stream pipeline is never triggered. All the intermediate operations just sit there and do nothing. This is why adding logs in filter or map may show nothing if you forget a terminal operation.
Proper.
Okay.
Yeah. So that means only that stream pipeline will get created, but nothing will happen. We will not
Nothing
get
will
any
happen.
result or anything.
Yep. What's the
And
difference between find first and find any?
find first in a stream in a or map or anything in stream
Hmm.
object. The find first object we will get,
Okay.
but find any we can get any object,
Hmm.
any value means.
Okay. And do you know what reduce in a stream?
Yes.
Yeah, please
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah, so reduce, using reduce, we can do various kind of sum product or
Hmm.
the concatenation of string, even the last element also we can
Hmm.
found. So
Okay.
this intermediate operation. So using that we can do.
Hmm. Okay. Mm, what's the difference between reduce and collect?
Difference between reduce and collect. Using collect, we can do various kinds of operation like kind of grouping logic is there. We can
Mm-hmm.
do other color averaging, mapping operations. We can
Mm-hmm.
do also. We can convert it into different kind of
Mm-hmm.
collections like list or
Mm-hmm.
set.
Okay.
We using reduce, we can do different kind of operations like summation, product, as
Mm-hmm.
mentioned previously, or the concatenation of the string. So those we can do.
Okay. Let's say you want to sum salaries grouped by department. Should you use reduce or collect?
There's a list of objects, grouping by department we can do,
Mm-hmm.
and then some. So I use collect, and that's
Collect.
in
Okay. Can you please tell me what makes an interface a function interface?
Uh, what makes function interface only there will be only one abstract method.
Hmm.
There will be no other method, so that makes a function interface
Can it have
functional interface.
default and static methods?
Functional interface currently interfaces no only one single abstract method can
Okay,
be there.
so actually,
But
yes, let's.
interfaces can have static or default method.
No, no.
No.
Actually, functional interface is nothing but an interface, right? So, if
Yes,
interface can have abstract and sorry, static and default method, then functional interface
functional
can also have. But the thing is, it must have only one abstract method, but
abstract method
can have multiple default and static methods.
on static method.
Okay. Let's say your interface extends another interface, and now Lambda stops working. Why?
Uh, it extends another interface and lambda stop working. Mm, this can could
Okay.
that I
So
cannot be able to use.
Lambda works with functional interfaces, right?
Mm,
So maybe after extending the total number of abstract methods become more than one.
mm,
A functional interface must
mm,
still have only one abstract method across the whole inheritance
mm.
chain. So if it has two, Java
Okay,
cannot decide which
more
one.
than Java kind of which one to
Hmm.
call.
Okay.
So that's
Can you tell me the difference between predicate, function, consumer, and supplier?
uh, predicate. It returns a boolean value based on the
Mm-hmm.
here we can mention any condition on that.
Mm-hmm.
Consumer it will be only consume some values. It will not return anything.
Mm-hmm.
Supplier it will only supply
Mm-hmm.
some value. It will not consume anything. And
Mm-hmm.
function uh, uh, whatever you can give it will return.
Okay. Um, let's say you need a method that takes input, logs it, and returns nothing. Which function interface fits best?
Can you come again?
You need a method that takes an input, logs it, and
Uh,
returns nothing. Which function interface
mm,
fits best?
consumer can use.
Yes, consumer is the best fit because it accepts a value and perform an action without returning anything.
Mm.
Okay, so tell me why function interface optional but recommended. Sorry, why functional interface annotation optional but recommended?
Functional interface annotation is optional because it makes codes more readable.
Okay.
Without that, your code will compile and run everything. It will do, no issue.
No, no, no,
But
no. It is
it
optional
will just
because. Mhm.
mark that interface as a functional interface, and
Okay, so
it
why it is optional? Because Java can detect function interface automatically without taking the help of function interface annotation. Okay, so that's why it is
okay,
optional. But it is recommended because it tells the compiler to enforce a single abstract method rule. If someone accidentally adds another abstract method, the compiler will show an error. That's why it is recommended to
okay.
use function interface annotation. Okay.
Mm.
Um, can you please tell me why was optional introduced in Java 8?
To check null or empty values
Okay,
for any
optional was
so be
introduced to
able to
reduce null pointer exception. That's true.
yes.
Okay, so should optional be used in fields or method parameters?
Option should be used in fields
Uh,
or method parameters. Method parameters fields we can use optional.
okay.
Method parameters I don't think we need to use
Uh, generally, no, it means mainly for return types. Using in fields
return.
or parameters add complexity and memory overhead and makes
Well,
API awkward to use.
okay.
Okay. Hmm. Moving ahead. What are method references and types of method references we have?
Uh, what are method references and types of method references? Types of method references I cannot recall currently.
Hmm.
Types of method references I could not recall currently.
Method references are shorter form of lambda that's called existing method types. We have static instance of objects, instance of arbitrary object, constructor reference, right?
Okay.
Yep, yep. Okay, so tell me, why were default method introduced in interfaces?
Default methods are introduced to so if developer use any interface, so
Mm-hmm.
now we need to add some logic for the or new feature on that using that interface. So without changing that interface or anything or affecting our old logic or old
Mm-hmm.
structure, so we
Mm-hmm.
can make those changes. So that's the
Okay.
default was introduced.
Okay. What is diamond problem?
Diamond problem. So diamond problem is like so currently there's one interface
Mm-hmm.
and both the classes are implementing that interface. So now once another class was trying to extend both the
Mm-hmm.
interface, both the classes, and when it wants to call that method, so from
Mm-hmm.
which class it should get inherited. So that's the diamond problem.
Okay. Mm. Can default methods be overridden?
Can default methods be overridden? Default methods?
Mm-hmm.
No, no.
Yes, implementing
Yes,
classes can override them
can.
because default methods are just like normal methods.
None.
Mhm. Why are static methods in interfaces not inherited?
Static is a class that is belongs to interface, so
Hmm.
it's not belongs to object, so that cannot be in
Okay. Okay, so tell me, why was Java.time introduced over date and calendar?
Java or time.
Hmm.
So what date and calendar? I know. I don't know.
Um, because old APIs were mutable, confusing, and not thread safe. Java.time is immutable, clear, and thread safe. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So tell me, your application starts locally but fails in production environment, your Spring Boot application. So what would you do?
Mm.
Like, what are the
Um.
top three things you will check first?
Check first. I will check the log. What
Mm-hmm.
is the issue there? Anything
Mm-hmm.
it will come up.
Mm-hmm.
Then I try to replicate those scenarios in my local
Okay.
and try to fix those things.
Mm-hmm. Okay. How do profile conditional on property and external configuration plays a role here?
There are two questions. Can you
Like,
just
how
one?
do, like, tell me the role of profile annotation, conditional on property annotation, and external
Oh,
configuration.
okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Got it. So, profile annotation is like based on profile, which properties file you can choose or any logic or external configuration you wanted to
Mm-hmm.
fetch. So, using that profile annotation, inside that
Mm-hmm.
you can mention it is which environment, def, prod, or
Mm-hmm.
equity. So that you can do. And using at that conditional properties annotation, you can using that prefix we can mention our
Mm-hmm.
properties in our properties file, and using that prefix we will map that into our test Pojo class
Mm-hmm.
and in that variable. So for using get methods, we can fetch
Mm-hmm.
those values from external properties file.
Okay. Okay. Hmm. Moving ahead. You have added a new implementation of an interface, and now Spring throws no unique bean definition exception. What does
Mm.
this mean? And when would you
Uh,
use primary and qualifier annotation? Tell me the both thing.
yeah. So so no unique beans definition means there are two same types of beans that are
Mm-hmm.
available. So Spring could not understand which one to call. So
Okay.
using primary, you can tell Spring. So this is the primary when we
Mm-hmm.
are not mentioning anything. So this is the default bean you should always get called. And the qualifier, using qualifier, you can annotate those means name those beans.
Mm-hmm.
So using those names, we can call which bean you want to call.
Okay.
That are one
What
example.
happens if both beans are marked with primary annotation?
Both beans are marked,
If
then
two, mm-hmm.
it will be like the same situation. When we both are
Same
the
error, no
primary.
unique bean definition exception.
Same situation.
Yep, that's correct. Um, so let's say your Spring Boot application startup time increased from 15 seconds to 2 minutes. So how would
Hmm.
you identify the root cause?
How I did identify the root cause. So there could be various reasons for that.
Mm-hmm.
Due to the long bean initializations is
Mm-hmm.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Other there are some resources,
Mm-hmm.
so some property external properties are there. To fetching those properties could take
Mm-hmm.
time, and in dependency injections, because of the dependency injections in beans,
Mm-hmm.
that could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
So using at that lazy annotations, we could do the lazy bean initialization. So using that,
Mm-hmm.
I could at least reduce my application startup time.
Okay. Mm, okay. Let's say your REST API returns 500 instead of 400 for validation errors. Okay. So how would you analyze this and what things you would point out?
So for this kind of situations, mainly I would log those things first of all. If I
Mm-hmm.
write such situation, what is the
Mm-hmm.
response? What is the status I am returning?
Mm-hmm.
So using logs, I will check, and after that, I will fix that part
Mm-hmm.
using JUnit. I'll test, and then I will
Mm-hmm.
correct the status code. Then
Okay.
again, I will build and deploy.
Okay. Um, got it. Moving ahead. Do you know about n plus one problem?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
person
please go
Hibernate
ahead and
problem.
how would you resolve that?
Yeah, so in plus one Hibernate problem is like for if I call any parent using query, if I want to fetch
Mm-hmm.
any parent entity or value, and
Mm-hmm.
with using child entities are also associated with that parent
Mm-hmm.
entity, those are also getting fetched. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why parent plus the n number of child, so that there comes the n plus one problem. So
Mm-hmm.
using the eager evolution, we can also using at the rate batch size. So
Mm-hmm.
number of child when I are fetching, it could
Mm-hmm.
be in batch 10 or 5. So using that, I could resolve that problem. Join fetch, eager evolution, batch size. Using those things, I can
Okay.
reduce.
Um, mhm. Okay, so a method annotated with transactional annotation didn't roll back on
Mm,
exception. So what could be
mm.
the reason?
That could be a checked exception. Only for unchecked exception,
Okay.
it rolls back. So that you have to mention there along with the
So why
conditional
doesn't
annotation. You
rollback
have
work for checked exceptions?
checked exceptions. For the proxy does not recognize that checks
Mm-hmm.
exception. So it bypasses that proxy, so that's why it will not
Okay.
roll back.
What happens when one transactional method calls another in the same class?
Yeah, it bypasses the proxy, so it will not work. The
Okay.
transaction will not work.
Okay. How does proxy-based AOP affect this?
Proxy-based AOP affixes this because transactional works on the proxy base because
Mm-hmm.
for when the application starts up, the proxies
Mm-hmm.
get initialized, and for every method, the proxy is getting. It's like a protective thing for around every method. So proxy is kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So for in this proxy, somehow if we bypass that proxy, that could be a private.
Mm-hmm.
We can and use the private keyword or the
Mm-hmm.
final. So whenever that proxy is getting bypassed, so the transaction will not work.
Mm-hmm.
Those kind of scenarios.
Okay. So let's say service A is calling service B and service B is calling
Mm,
service C. Now service C goes down. So what would you do
mm.
in this situation?
So that's in that situation, I have to implement some kind of fallback mechanism. So
Okay.
otherwise, the it will means there will be a cascading failures because of
Mm-hmm.
services fail. So service builds after some time
Mm-hmm.
the traffic because of traffic it will fail. So we
Mm-hmm.
can implement the circuit breaker design pattern and fallback mechanism there. This kind of scenarios
Correct.
using resilience function.
What's the difference between timeout, retry, and circuit breaker?
Can you come again?
What's the difference between timeout, retry, and circuit breaker?
Yeah, so circuit breaker, there is a three states:
Mm-hmm.
open, half open, and closed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So in close for when it is closed,
Mm-hmm.
so So first it will be closed. That means everything was okay. Once there
Mm-hmm.
is some scenarios where I can get, I'm seeing the service C is not responding, so
Mm-hmm.
it will get half open state. It will check that if
Mm-hmm.
it will just passes few requests to check that
Mm-hmm.
yeah it is working or not. So if it is not, then it will get closed, and after some time it from half open to it will get open. And once
Mm-hmm.
then there will be fallback method. So using that, I will get a response
Mm-hmm.
from that method. After some time that open, it will go again into half open and check
Mm-hmm.
it is the request. It can we can mention there what percentage of request it will pass. So from
Mm-hmm.
there it will check if it is working good. Then it will again go into half open to close mode. So this is the circuit breaker. And timeout retry. So after the request, it will retry after a certain period
Mm-hmm.
of time. There will be a factor after into the initial timeout.
Mm-hmm.
So you multiplying that after it's like if there is a after 2 seconds into a there will be interval like after 2 seconds we can retry. And after
Mm-hmm.
that there is a multiplying factor like 2. So I'm taking the second retry will be after 4 seconds into 2, then that means 4 into 2 into 8. After 8 seconds there will be another retry. So like this we
Mm-hmm.
will check that the service is responding or not, service C. So that's the difference
Okay,
between
okay.
circuit breaker and gate.
Got it, got it. Nice. Do you know about two-phase commit?
Two-phase commit.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Two-phase commit. uh, uh, I know this. So kindly I'm not able to recall. I know this
Yeah,
one,
yeah, it's
but
fine. Do you know about
um,
saga pattern?
yeah. So Saga pattern is like so it's happens when there are sequence of transaction depends.
Mm-hmm.
It happens on different services. It depends on
Mm-hmm.
different services. Like so when transaction is committed
Mm-hmm.
into a committed into a DB by service A, then
Mm-hmm.
it will also then the request will come to service B, and the
Mm-hmm.
service B again the transaction happens, and then
Mm-hmm.
it goes to service C. But in service C it fails. Then the service C notifies service B. Okay, so you need
Mm-hmm.
to roll back the situation, the
Mm-hmm.
commit, the DB commit. Then again, service B tells the service A that okay, you need to roll back. So this scenario, this is the Saga pattern.
Got it. Okay. Um, mm, Same services behave differently in your dev environment and prod environment. So what would you do?
Okay. So these scenarios could be based on the data types also, the
Mm-hmm.
behaviors.
Mm-hmm.
So in dev environment, this kind of situation I have faced. So in dev environment, the data types, some expected data types over there,
Mm-hmm.
but import some, we got some unexpected data types.
Mm-hmm.
So in that scenario, we verify logs, what is the issue,
Mm-hmm.
and after that we replicate that scenario in our dev environment also,
Mm-hmm.
and then there we found the issue, and then we fix it, and again test it, and then
Mm-hmm.
again deploy it in prod.
Got it. Okay. Moving ahead. Like, do you have experience in rotating secrets without restart your applications?
Without restart your applications, yes, we have done that.
So how do you do that?
Using config server, we have done that. So our secrets, sorry, config server, I'm not saying,
Mm-hmm.
sorry. So the secrets are in any vault or could be
Mm-hmm.
in any OpenShift or anything. The Kubernetes
Mm-hmm.
there, we can mention those secrets. So there
Okay.
we can change it, and using our Spring AOP,
Mm-hmm.
the address refresh path, using
Mm-hmm.
that, calling that path, we can refresh that our service, and ultimately that secret will get applied. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay, so let's say your application crashes after adding a new dependency. So how do you or how would you identify conflict versions?
Config versions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So after adding dependency, if my service breaks,
Mm-hmm.
then immediately the older version I will deploy, and then I will check that what could be the reasons
Mm-hmm.
in by taking a pool in my local,
Mm-hmm.
what could be the reasons for and the dependency hierarchy dependency tree. I will check and analyze what is the situation because of which dependency I have added
Mm-hmm.
and it is failing. So I will try to exclude those dependency. I will try then excluding those dependency
Mm-hmm.
to build and fix those
Okay.
issues.
Okay. So, what's the difference between dependency management and dependencies? In a POM, we add inside the braces, right? Dependency management and dependencies.
Yeah, so dependency management, I could say. So to manage our dependencies, what are the plugins or any dependencies I require? So those are the dependency management we like to
So,
mention.
dependency management
Dependency
basically only define versions and rules, but does not add them automatically. Whereas
automatically.
dependencies actually add dependencies to our project, right?
Okay.
Mm. Okay. So let's say you have 10 microservices sharing common code. How would you structure parent POM?
Mm. There's a freeze. So can you come again? There are 10
Uh,
microservices. And
yes,
then
yes. We have 10 microservices sharing common code. And how would you structure then parent POM?
how I would structure? Okay. Okay. So parent bomb. I can use Spring build of material, Spring boot bomb, so that I can use. So then there is a common service. There I can manage all the
Hmm.
dependencies, all the versions, and that jar I can import in all the other 10 services. So I need to manage all
Okay.
my version in those 10
So
services.
I think we create a parent POM with packaging type POM. It contains shared plugins, configs, dependencies, versions, dependency management, and common properties like Java version. Each microservices is a
Okay.
module that inherits from parent. Share code is in a separate common module that other depends on. This
Oh,
keeps version consistent and avoid duplication. So yes, Sangramjit, it's done from my end, and yes, it was a very very nice interview.